today's cup of coffee, we're going to still be discussing people that feel like they have been contacted by aliens and extraterrestrials, depending on which you. Alien used to be a totally acceptable term.
Used to be, now it's extraterrestrial or
Well, there's reasons for
UFO.
that.
Yeah.
It's like language has been hijacked lately. I don't understand that. There's a lot of things I don't understand. Anyhow,
Damn you, Tumblr.
yeah, really. And Reddit.
Reddit didn't start it.
Some of the Reddit is okay, but
A lot
it's
of
like,
Reddit is okay.
where's 4chan? Is that on Reddit?
No.
Is this its own thing?
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
It's very much its own thing.
Well, I'm a fan of 4chan. I really am.
I prefer to stay away from it. Because damn, those people can, they find people quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of the weaponized autisms.
Not if it's against us.
I think that these people. Well, why if you're not doing anything to mess with them? Why would they?
Some of them just fuck with people to fuck with them.
Most of them are white hats that I have heard tell of. And I actually spoke with someone, this had nothing to do with aliens, maybe, but that again does it. Some of these people they feel that they are so outside of society that they have been driven underground.
I mean, yeah.
And it's like if somebody that does comics, and I actually have contacted comic book creators and asked them if they would do as far as a heroes type thing with 4chan. No kidding. I think it'd be a great idea for a comic book.
Maybe.
So if somebody out there knows somebody, and I had promised some of the
4chan has the reputation that it does for a reason, though.
Well, I had talked with several of the kids there on a website, or one of the videos one night, and I followed through with it. As far as trying to contact creators to do that, because they do need to be recognized. Because some of these people, they have uncovered an amazing amount of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
You've got white hats in lots of categories, and these people that can do the things that they do, it's like wizardry to me.
I can see that, yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for the ones that are the good ones. If you're a bad person, doesn't matter what you're doing. That's tools being used for the purpose of evil. Evil will still return to them.
Yeah.
But anyhow, from the Den of Geek comes today's reading. I also have from How and Why's again, and I will leave you a link from that. But I liked the way that Den of Geek had written this better, and this was by Alejandro Rojas, and this was June 3rd of 2020. And real UFO history, Einstein, Tesla, Edison, and Marconi on radio signals from aliens.
Does Musk fall into that?
They mentioned Elon Musk in the fact that he was a huge fan of Nikola Tesla.
Well, yeah, he owns the company.
He named the company. He named Tesla after Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Nikolai, but it's Nikola. He was Czech-born. And there was an interesting thing that I had found. It was from like FBI files that you can read. And after reading, it was like 64 pages long, and after reading through 25 pages of it, I couldn't find anything that had to do with where he had commented on extraterrestrials or anything. Primarily, it was the government scrutinizing Tesla and wondering whether or not he was some kind of spy.
What if he was?
He wasn't. He wasn't.
I know he wasn't. I was just throwing that out there as far as like conspiracy theory.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that, but I will put that where people can read through all 64 pages, which I will finish the other.
64 pages?
I will finish.
That's a whole book.
I will finish the other. No, it's not. The other 40 sometime tomorrow. Barring unforeseen. It's like I actually read a tremendous amount on the internet. I really do.
Research is her wubby.
It is my wubby. The documentation is adult wubby. But anyhow, from this, and I will tell you, this is not sponsored by any means, but this article was presented by Prime Video. Reason being that they have a movie that is called The Vast Night. And it's not about Edison and Tesla and stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but I really want to. But it's sort of based around their encounters.
Uh-huh.
Sort of in a, 1950s. And Tesla was prior to that. So I'm just going to read through here as far as what Mr. Rojas had written. It says, a complicated debate rages as to who first invented the radio. On the U.S. side is Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor who is the namesake of Elon Musk's Tesla electric vehicle company. Representing the Europeans is Italian inventor Marconi. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that first name.
What is it?
No, you're not going to try to pronounce it either. They were both.
I'll make a fool of myself.
They were both pioneers in developing radio communication. For our purposes, it doesn't matter who you feel should get credit for inventing radio communication because both claim to have possibly received radio signals from aliens.
Ew.
And the first
I have heard of that before, but...
Have you really?
Yeah.
The first was Tesla in the article called Talking with the Planets in Collier's Weekly in 1901. I will put the link in the description box so that you can go and read that also. From Tesla's, he has a website, of course. Well, the people that loved him have a website. And it said read the full article here, and when I clicked on it, it did nothing. So I did read excerpts from it, but I'm sure that the full article is there. Anyhow, Tesla claimed that he received strange signals while experimenting with radio at his lab in Colorado Springs in 1899.
Colorado Springs?
Colorado.
Oh, I misheard that.
Oh my God, I need to candle your ears so badly.
You do?
And Tesla stated, quote, even now at times I can vividly recall the incident and see my apparatus as though it were actually before me. My first observations positively terrified me, as there was present in them something mysterious, not to say supernatural, and I was alone in my laboratory at night, but at that time the idea of these disturbances being intelligently controlled signals did not yet present itself to me. It was some time afterward when the thought flashed by my mind that the disturbances I had observed might be due to an intelligent control, Nestle stated. Although I could not decipher their meaning, it was impossible for me to think of them as having been entirely accidental. The feeling is constantly growing on me that I had been the first to hear the greeting of one planet to another. The article goes on to argue that despite whether the signal was from aliens or not, Tesla suspected it would be most likely Martians. The technology he was working on would have had the potential to be used to communicate distances as vast as those between planets in our solar system. And Marconi then shared his alien signal encounter in an article in 1920. And he stated, I have encountered during my experiments with wireless telegraphy most amazing phenomenon, wrote Marconi. Most striking of all is receipt by me personally of signals which I believe originated in space beyond our planet. I believe it is entirely possible that these signals may have been sent by inhabitants of other planets to the inhabitants of Earth. And Marconi seemed more certain that his encounter was alien communication. If there are any human beings on Mars, I would not be surprised if they should find a means of communication with this planet, Marconi posted. Linking of science of astronomy with that of electricity may bring about almost anything. And another famous inventor of the time, Thomas Edison, agreed with Marconi's speculation. Edison stated, "Although I am not an expert in wireless telegraphy, I can plainly see that the mysterious wireless interruptions experienced by Mr. Marconi's operations may be good grounds for the theory that inhabitants of other planets are trying to signal us. Marconi is quite right in stating that this is entirely within the realm of possible." And Edison also went on to argue that there must be intelligent life out there. If we accept the theory of Mr. Marconi that these signals are being sent out by inhabitants of other planets, we must as once accept as with it as the theory these people did not write properly either. We must as
Proper
once
English,
accept with
monkey.
it the theory of their advanced development. Either they are our intellectual equal or our superiors. It would be stupid of us to assume that we have the corner on all intelligence in the universe. And Tesla also shared his opinion on Marconi's claim. Marconi's idea of communicating with the other planets is the greatest and most fascinating problem confronting the human imagination today, Tesla stated. To ensure success, a body of competent scientists should be organized to study all possible plans and to put into excitation the best. The matter should be directly, probably by astronomers with sufficient backing from men with money and imagination. Supposing that there are intelligent beings on Mars, success is easily within the range of possibility. It always goes back to the monies, don't it?
It really does.
And he also shared the fact that he had a similar experience, and Tesla stated, "One day my ear caught what seemed to be regular signals. I knew they could not have been produced upon Earth. The possibility that they came from Mars occurred to me, but the pressure of business affairs caused me to drop the experiment." Again with the monies.
Money is the anthem of success.
Albert Einstein
Money
even
is evil.
weighed. Yeah, well, no, it's the love of money that's evil. Einstein himself, chimed in on this, and he stated, "There is every reason to believe that Mars and other planets are inhabited. Why should the Earth be the only planet supporting human life? It is not singular in any other respect. But if intelligent creatures do exist, as we may assume they do elsewhere in the universe, I should not expect them to try to communicate with the Earth by wireless, or such as radio. Light rays, the direction of which can be controlled much more easily, would more probably be the first method attempted." Marconi's speculation that he had sought alien signals had quite an effect. In 1924, the Secretary of the Navy found that the close approach of Mars would be an opportune time to listen in for signals from Martians. He sent out a telegram asking radio stations to listen in. Although Einstein suggested looking for light signals, lasers, rather than listening to radio waves to search for alien signals, radio waves became the predominant method used. And like I said, I will post the link to that. And Mr. Rojas had, like I said, he had quite a good article there. We'll post other links in the description box so that you can further do your own research. But I find it interesting, and it's like Tesla, there's so many people that have thought that these great people were not of this earth.
Yeah, I've heard that before, but...
Michelangelo's another one that people have questioned whether or not he was an earthling.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah.
What's the theory behind him?
Oh, my goodness. Have you not studied Michelangelo?
Not that much. I should, because the artwork.
Just absolutely incredible. Not only that, these different inventions and stuff like that, he, even as far as submarine and helicopters and all these things.
I didn't know he,
Absolutely. And that he was,
stuff.
yeah. And now, he didn't follow through with the plans, but he knew how the things should have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Just an incredible person. And like I said, there's been a lot of people that speculated that he was not totally human.
I mean, at that time, how long ago was he?
Oh, you would ask me that. He was during the Renaissance period,
right,
which was after the Middle Ages.
So they wouldn't have had the technology to make submarines or helicopters back then.
No. Well, not that we, and that's where
Not that we
you
know of.
get into the theory that there were some people that did some incredible things even back during the Greek and Roman times. But as far as with helicopters and things like that, that's questionable. Unless you want to go true ancient aliens on this stuff, and as far as some of the artwork that's been found, even as far as some of the pens, it suggested that there were, flying crafts and different things like that. But we got to limit it every time. And my hair may look close to dudes today, but
I'm losing my hair, so it doesn't look like
they
that
didn't
at all.
know that. They didn't know that. Nobody needed to know that.
Nobody knows about your hair either, but
Well, mine's just fuzzy today. It's fuzzy every day. But Tesla, Edison, all these people like that. Edison reminds me of P.T. Barnum. There is a similar...
Why?
Because it is that bullshit showman, anything to sell a ticket essence that Edison has.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that P.T. Barnum was, he was what he was. And Edison, I'm not a fan of Edison.
I mean, I'm not either.
Because he stole a lot of his stuff, but he knew the money people.
Yeah. But the thing is, with Tesla, he wanted it to be free for everyone.
Yes.
As it should be.
Yes. But then the thing is, then what would humanity do with the extra time? Would they use that extra time for the powers of good, or, what?
They could do a lot of things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that was for our current technology. It was a matter of, if we make a machine that does this, then it will free up people their time to do other things. And what did they do? Instead of the other things, instead of, other inventions or great art or anything like that, they sit in front of boxes watching talking heads that manipulate them into believing things.
Right. Exactly, and that's what it's turned into.
So, did it really help humanity? We can ask these things.
I think that's a really, really, really good question, honestly. I would say in some ways it has helped, but other ways it did not.
Well,
a lot of ways it did not.
And this is not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm going to speak it anyhow. Instead of women taking care of the home and the kids and stuff like that, they used TV to babysit.
I agree with that.
So that they could do what? Listen to soap operas?
Right, and...
Which made them dissatisfied with their lives?
That's the same with giving literally a toddler an iPad.
You don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
Well, like I said, I think that's what's wrong with a lot of these kids today. People that are my age and older don't understand.
No,
I think it's screwed up neural pathways. I do.
It's different if you put an educational something on the television, and as you're watching it, you have to be in there with them watching it and, explaining to them as well and showing them.
Sure.
Actually doing with the child.
It's to be used as a tool.
Right.
Not, like I said, not a babysitter. It's not to rear your children.
Exactly.
And it's just, with all this extra time and stuff like that, and yes, I was primarily, working mother and stuff like that. And so, because of those who came before, it got to where households couldn't live on a single paycheck.
Right.
And maybe that's because all of us try to live beyond our means.
Probably.
And when you are trying to work a job and then take care of a house and take care of kids and all that stuff, and your time becomes very lost very quickly.
Right, exactly, yeah.
As opposed to focusing simply on family and kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that the kids have become lost in a lot of the fray.
Oh, I completely agree on that. Completely.
So it's not a popular opinion these days.
No, but it needs to be said.
Well, yeah, and it's like, I am the shit stirrer, so I'm
You
doing
want
my job
you want
today.
a spoon to stir that
Oh no, it's stick, a very very broad stick. Um, so, did these people possibly hear from outside the universe? That's feasible.
shit? Hmm.
They could have also. It could have been this interdimensional thing, which I am very much a believer that some of these things are interdimensional beings rather than different planets within this solar system. I
Oh,
think that's very
I mean, yeah.
limiting.
Yeah. With that technology, do you not think that they would not be able to go into other dimensions? Oh, yeah, they would be.
I think if you're in other dimensions, you don't have to have necessarily that type of technology. I think a lot of it is on a spiritual level that we do not yet understand, nor can we quantify.
Personally, if I had the tech to go into another dimension, would I? Hell yeah, I would.
I don't know. We don't know that that wouldn't screw something up.
I mean, there's always the possibility, but we don't know it for a fact until we
Well, it's like time
do.
travel.
That's like the Mandela effect.
Well, yeah, but, like with time travel, and I can't remember if it's some movie or something that somebody had swatted a mosquito. That may have been SpongeBob. But anyhow, they had swatted a mosquito and it had changed everything in the future. So I think it's a good thing if we just live in today on that
Yeah.
and be open to possibilities. I have had those experiences of being spoken to by God.
Hmm.
He is outside of time and space. If you want to consider him an alien, well, he's not of this world.
Yeah,
So it's coming from somewhere.
certainly.
Lots of other people of different belief systems and stuff like that have had, this. We're not talking like auditory hallucinations, although there have been times that, you know,
You wonder.
oh, sure, you wonder. And as far as your gut, trusting your gut, what is that?
I
That's
mean,
your spirit.
the gut acts as I
It,
don't remember
it's your
where.
second brain.
Yeah, where I heard that, but like, there's actually brain cells or something like that in
Oh,
there, like connects to your brain, and
it
basically it is a
produces
second brain.
it produces neurotransmitters. There's lots of other things. For a long time with medications, they thought, well, this can't cross the blood-brain barrier, but it can very much affect as far as the um, where the neurotransmitters and stuff like that are developed in the gut.
Hmm.
That's the reason antibiotics and stuff like that. And when you disrupt the gut flora, that if you take a medication that is for the brain, like an antidepressant or something like that.
Well, that makes me wonder, the people who have like chronic gut issues and such like that, um, or that suffer with some sort of mental illness, could that be because of some sort of gut issue?
Yes, yes. Look into leaky gut syndrome, and that's just like as far as inflammation. And Dr. Anacalio once told me, she's like, depression is nothing more than inflammation of the brain. She's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Coconut, everything, guys. Coconut oil.
I don't like coconut.
Well, there's other things like that that can reduce inflammation that helps, all that will help with depression,
Green
including
tea.
exercise. Green tea is great.
I like green tea.
But anytime you're on an antibiotic, also take a probiotic. The magnetic field that around your heart, and that's where Greg Braden is great at explaining all that. So it's like that's where spirit lives, is in your heart. It's not in your brain.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Egyptians, what did they do? They didn't even fool with the brain. All the other organs, when they were mummifying somebody, they would preserve them. They would put them in jars. The brain, they had this wire thing. They up through the nose. They just got it out of the skull and threw it away.
They stirred it up like soup.
Yeah.
And drained
it out. Yeah. So I think that those people, it's a processing unit, but it is not where we live, and we've forgotten now. It's heart, it's gut. Follow that intuition.
Yeah. Follow the intuition.
Listen to
your gut feeling is never wrong.
Listen to that inner voice.
Yeah.
How many people, now if it's telling you to do something bad, that is not the voice of God.
No, that is not the voice that you should be listening to.
But I mean, it's something that tells you to hurt yourself or someone else in words, deeds, anything like that. No, that's not the voice of God. But as far as different entities, different dimensions speaking with you, you have to be willing to listen, but you have to be discerning.
Yeah.
But as far as the radio signals that Tesla and them, yeah, I think they were just on a different level of consciousness anyhow.
You know those spirit boxes people use that does feed off radio frequencies or whatever,
Yes.
so spirits can get into them? There have actually been cases of people using those and aliens connecting with them via that.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. It's just like the movie Signs, where they
Yeah.
had the baby monitors.
Yeah, baby monitors too. Of course, baby monitors have also picked up actual spirits as well.
That would be freaky.
Oh yeah, hearing singing coming from the baby monitor when no one's supposed to be in there, which there have been cases.
Was it happy singing?
I mean, it was, yeah, sort of.
Like
But it was,
lullaby type thing?
Sort of, but it was very, very creepy.
Well, that's why you don't put small children in a room by themselves.
No, you keep the child in there with you.
Absolutely.
Then
Strength in numbers.
Then there would be no need for a baby monitor.
Yeah. But I thought it was interesting that Marconi and Edison and Einstein and Tesla all agreed on as far as aliens. Because they didn't. I mean, there was a lot of infighting. There was a lot of competition between those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the things that they agreed on.
Yeah. I believe that they exist. I would like to see them, but...
Well, like I said, I believe that if they were going to contact somebody, I can see them talking to Tesla.
Yeah. You know, there have also been people who have tried to use those ghost boxes to contact, like, dead celebrities or whatever. Or whatever.
Just leave them alone. Don't mess with the deal.
I agree with that.
You know, their race here is run, so don't be bugging them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out of the loop also. Yes, they don't.
If their spirits are still watching over the place, are they technically out of the loop?
I don't know. There's no place that it says that that's a thing. As far as spirits wandering the earth, those are the ones that messed up somehow, somewhere. And would you really want to have advice from them?
I mean, no, but I would like to ask them, how was it being a movie star, or...
It would, do you know, as far as the fact that they can't do that anymore, they can't partake in the living and stuff, the anguish that could cause them?
That's true.
Yeah. So let their work while they were here speak for itself, and then let the dead rest.
You got a point.
Yeah. So
you're right.
But ponder great ponders. Learn to listen to that inner voice. And,
listen to your gut.
Listen to your gut.
Never steers.
So
steers
hopefully that this can be from, interdimensional. We know it can be from interdimensional.
Yeah, pretty much.
And try not to look like dude on Ancient Aliens. Makes me want to go and brush my hair.
Some hair gel and spray.
Yeah. Let's get a round brush and do that. So if you all
that's a teasing comb right there.
Oh, that's a stuck finger in light socket look there. Yep, that's it. It's like he's ready for
I've got shocked by sockets before. It's not fun.
No, it's not.
It burnt. I've also been burnt by shocked by electric fences before. It burns.
Never pee on an electric fence, guys.
I never did that. Never.
If you learn anything from any of our videos, never pee on an electric fence.
How do you know this? See?
Now, I've talked to people. Well, females, we don't have to worry about that much.
I was like, do you know someone that has peed on
Yes,
on
I have.
Oh, you're going to have to tell me more
I'll
about
know.
that later.
You don't have to know everything. Anyhow, if you all have had experiences
How
with the
dare.
paranormal and supernatural, if you've had encounters with UFOs or aliens, cryptids such as Bigfoot, chupacabras, what have you, on any of that, Mothman, if you have local legends, family
The
legends,
Jersey Devil.
any of those things, email us at cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And yeah, it was aliens.
You said aliens.